Hey everybody, it's Ron from Ron's Basement. Thank you for joining me today. So did I lie to you? Can you really get free gold? Can you really get your share of free gold just by buying some shares in the company that I'm about to tell you about? Well, wait no longer. The company is First Mining Gold, and I'm going to show you, based upon my graph that we're going to zoom in here in a little bit, how at the current stock price and based upon actual publicly available information, if you buy the stock, you actually are getting your share of a 4 million ounce gold deposit for free. Now, I'll say this, if you're watching this video and you think you can prove me wrong, I really welcome you to, because I'm a shareholder, and if there's something I'm missing or something that's not right about this, I'd like to know about it. So again, the company's First Mining Gold. Let's zoom in on my graph, and I'll kind of walk you through my process for determining that you can actually get some free gold. Okay, let's start on the left, and let's focus on the green boxes. Currently, the stock price is 43 cents Canadian per share. So we know what it's going to cost you to buy a share of this company. There's about 700 million shares outstanding. So that makes, a total market cap of a little less than 1/3 of $1 billion. So we know what you have to invest, 43 cents. What are you going to get for that 43 cents? Well, you're not going to get any debt. So there's no debt. Now let's move over to the next column that starts with cash at the very top. If you go to their corporate presentation as of June 2021 and go to page 19, and you can get there through, you guessed it, their website, you can get a breakdown on all these numbers. If you take the total cash that they have on hand and divide that by 700 million, you'll come to about 8 cents Canadian per share. So when you buy one share for 43 cents, you're automatically getting 8 cents in cash given back to you. Now let's move on to the purple boxes, because that's where things get really interesting. The purple boxes are 3 separate projects, major gold projects, that First Mining owns, that they have joint ventured or partnered out to other companies, where these 3 separate other companies are paying First Mining Gold cash, are giving them stock, and have agreements in place where they all have to spend certain large amounts of money exploring and developing these 3 separate projects to earn into up to an 80% interest in the project. And let me correct that, because the first one that we'll focus on, Treasury Metals, that's not the case. First Mining actually sold their Goldland project to Treasury Metals. However, First Mining owns like 35% of the company's stock, and they're actually going to give that out to shareholders in form of a dividend that you can just do a little research and you can find information about that. So, Treasury Metals, if you divide the value of First Mining's interest in Treasury Metals, that comes to 6 cents Canadian. Pickle Crow, which is owned by or is being partnered by a company from Australia, Autico, that's worth 7 cents Canadian per share. And finally, their Hope Brook project with a company called Big Ridge, that is worth at this point just 2 cents per share Canadian. But the important thing to remember with these 3 projects is all 3 of them have significant upside as well. So First Mining owns, millions of shares of Treasury Metals, millions of shares of Autico, and millions of shares of Big Ridge. And there's extensive information available about all 3 of those deals. But when you take the actual quantifiable value of First Mining's interest in each of those deals, whether it be the fact that they're getting all these shares from the company or cash payments that they are retaining, in the case of Pickle Crow and Hope Brook, a 20% interest in the project, no matter what happens in the end. If you add up the actual concrete quantifiable value of each of those, you come to 6 cents for Treasury Metals, 7 cents for Pickled Crow, and 2 cents for Hope Brook. Now, again, the important thing to remember is the value of any or all of those three projects could significantly increase. Treasury Metals just did a great webinar. The CEO is a great guy. I think his name's Jeremy Wyeth. He talks about, under promising and over delivering. Pickle Crow, do some research on that one. I mean, it's like one of the highest grade gold mines in Canada right now. I think it's like over 11 grams per ton, all the work they've been doing there. And Hope Brook, that's just getting started, but that is in Newfoundland, which is like one of the hottest growing areas for exploration. So again, any one of those three purple boxes could significantly increase in value. But if you add up that column, the value of the cash and the three joint ventured projects, if you add those together, you come to a total of 23 cents per share Canadian. But wait, there's more. First Mining also owns a major project in Quebec, I think 3 separate properties, and they have another project in Ontario, Cameron. And based upon a 43-101 resource on both of those projects, the Quebec projects are worth about 14 cents Canadian per share, and Cameron's worth about 10 cents Canadian per share. So add those two up, 24 cents, add it to the previous column of 23 cents, and you get a total value of 47 cents Canadian, which is actually more than the stock price today. What a deal, right? But wait, there's more. So at this point, if you just take those 5 projects and the value of the cash, you've got more value than the current stock price. But on top of that, First Mining also owns the Springpole project, which is a 4 million ounce project in Canada, and they're in the process of moving that through the feasibility studies and the permits and all that stuff. You're basically getting this major project, like one of the biggest undeveloped projects in Canada. It's going to produce like 300,000 ounces per year. You're getting that for free. I mean, you could even make the argument that to a certain regard, you're almost getting paid to buy that project because the total of everything else is more than the current stock price. So you can get your share of 4 million ounces of gold for free. Too good to be true? The only hole that I can poke in this is the value that they're assigning to the Quebec properties and the value that they're assigning to the Cameron properties is that maybe a little rich. And again, what I'm taking is information off their corporate presentation, page 19, and dividing what they're saying the value of the Quebec property is by 700 million to get a per share value of 14 cents. I think they took the 43-101 estimate, and if I remember correctly, used valued the gold in that estimate at about $70 per ounce, which, I mean, really, that's not that rich. I think, when you compare that to what companies are paying for gold in the ground, I hear like $100 an ounce. So, but if you're going to poke a hole in this estimate, that would probably be it. Saying that maybe Quebec's worth less per share, Cameron's worth less per share. But nonetheless, at reasonable valuations, yes, those projects together with the cash comes to a total of 47 cents Canadian per share, which is more than where the stock is trading at today, Thursday, June, whatever it is, 23rd, 24th. And on top of that, you're getting a 4 million ounce project in Springpole. Wow, for free. Or maybe even you could say you're getting paid to take it off their hands, which has this awesome guy who's kind of heading up the process of getting it permitted. His name's Lyons, I believe. He's worked extensively on these type of projects before, where there's some dewatering that needs to occur. Things look very good for Springpole. Okay, now on top of that 4 million ounces, folks, there's more. This is your infomercial. They're going to distribute half. First Mining's going to distribute here in early July, I believe it is, half of their shares in Treasury Metals as like a dividend back to the shareholders. So you're going to get that. Oh, and you're going to get some warrants. I think it's like they're distributing 20 million shares and 11 million warrants. So, you know, if you hold the stock here in the near future, you're in line to get a distribution, some free stock and some free warrants. Keith Neumeier, the KN. That's the other cool thing about this company. This company was started by Keith Neumeier. Do some research on Keith Neumeier if you don't know who he is. He's a winner in the mining sector, okay? This company's had, you know, from their 6-year history, has had some ups and downs, and, you know, like all gold mining companies. But Keith Neumeier has proven himself time and time again to be a winner in the precious metals mining sector. And he is becoming much more visible as the chairman of First Mining Gold. That, my friends, is exciting because people follow Keith Neumeier because he's a successful guy and he's a smart guy, and this is his company, okay? But wait, there's even more. They also have a royalty portfolio, which, you know, depending on how you value it, could be valued as high as $50 million. They have royalties that they're retaining on those 3 purple boxes, plus some other royalties. The 3 purple boxes being the exciting 3 joint venture partnership deals that they signed: Treasury Metals, Autico, and Big Ridge. So they've retained royalties on those. And they've got a great management team. Dan Wilton is doing a great job at First Mining Gold. So there you have it, folks. I mean, please prove me wrong if my numbers are off here. I really would want to hear from you and really get your feedback as to why or how you can calculate that you're not getting your share of 4 million ounces of gold at Springpole for free, and some Treasury Metal shares, and your share of a royalty portfolio when you own First Mining Gold. I think that's it. You know, just one more random thought is, as I look at this analysis, somebody at some point, wouldn't surprise me that somebody comes in and tries to buy out First Mining Gold, especially as the Springpole project gets moved further down the development line. This just presents too much of a great value opportunity. And again, I want to reiterate the other exciting thing. I mean, Pickle Crow, the middle purple box, has had Autico's had unbelievable success in their drilling and development work over the last year at Pickle Crow. Look that one up. That's exciting. That could, you know, and again, First Mining is going to retain a 20% interest in the mine and own a big chunk of Autico when this is all done. They've done a great job of structuring these deals, in my opinion, so that it's really a win-win for both First Mining and their partner company. Treasury Metals, you got to watch the recent webinar with the CEO and the CFO. You know, they really are, you know, positioned the company and are doing a ton of drilling. That's another exciting one. So anyway, I hope you found my video useful. Don't make any financial decisions based upon what I shared with you today, just my opinion. And thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.